I will show you how one man's compassion during the French Revolution left an unforgettable legacy. This is a story that transcends time, a tale of humanity that continues to inspire us even today. It is a story of a nobleman who, despite the chaos and violence surrounding him, chose to act with kindness and empathy. His actions were not just fleeting moments of charity, but a consistent and unwavering commitment to the betterment of society. This nobleman, whose name has been etched in the annals of history, demonstrated that even in the darkest of times, the light of compassion can shine through. Picture this: the streets of Paris, filled with unrest and division. The air is thick with tension, and the cries for justice and equality echo through the narrow alleyways. The French Revolution was a period marked by extreme turmoil, where the old order was being dismantled and a new one was struggling to be born. The common people, long oppressed and marginalized, were rising up against the aristocracy, demanding their rights and a fair share of the nation's wealth. The streets were not just battlegrounds, but also the stage for a profound social transformation. Amidst this backdrop of chaos and conflict, our nobleman emerged as a figure of hope and compassion. Amidst the tumult, a nobleman stood apart, a beacon of love in an era of hatred. He was not just any nobleman, he was someone who understood the plight of the common people and felt a deep sense of responsibility towards them. His heart was not hardened by the privileges of his birth, but softened by the suffering he witnessed around him. He believed that true nobility lay not in titles and wealth, but in the ability to empathize with others and to act with kindness. His actions were a testament to his belief that love and compassion could bridge the deepest divides and heal the most profound wounds. Despite being from the wealthy elite, he visited the poor, supported education, and fought for social reforms. He did not see his wealth as a means to isolate himself from the struggles of the common people, but as a tool to uplift them. He established schools and funded educational programs, believing that knowledge was the key to empowerment. He visited the poorest neighborhoods, not as a distant benefactor, but as a friend and ally. He listened to their stories, understood their needs, and worked tirelessly to address them. His commitment to social reform was not just about charity, but about creating a more just and equitable society. And fought for social reforms. He was a vocal advocate for the rights of the common people, using his influence and resources to push for changes that would benefit them. He lobbied for laws that would protect the poor and vulnerable, and he challenged the injustices perpetrated by the aristocracy. His efforts were not always welcomed by his peers, many of whom saw him as a traitor to his class. But he remained undeterred, driven by a deep sense of justice and a belief in the inherent dignity of every human being. His advocacy was not just about addressing immediate needs, but about laying the groundwork for a more just and compassionate society. But tragedy struck when revolutionaries killed his loved ones. The revolution, with all its promise of a better future, also brought with it immense suffering and loss. The nobleman, who had dedicated his life to helping others, found himself facing the most profound personal tragedy. His family, who had supported him in his endeavors, were brutally killed by revolutionaries who saw them as symbols of the old order. The pain of this loss was unimaginable, and it would have been easy for him to succumb to anger and hatred. But even in the face of such devastating loss, he chose a different path. His world shattered, yet he chose compassion over revenge. In the midst of his grief, he found the strength to forgive those who had wronged him. He understood that revenge would only perpetuate the cycle of violence and hatred, and he refused to be a part of it. Instead, he continued to advocate for peace and reconciliation, believing that only through compassion could true healing occur. His choice to forgive was not a sign of weakness, but of immense strength and courage. It was a testament to his unwavering belief in the power of love and compassion to transform even the darkest of times. Captured and facing execution, a letter was found in his pocket. It read, "I know my family has been killed. I know I will be killed very soon. But I feel good because it is essential for France that the lower and middle classes feel empowered. These words, written in the face of imminent death, reveal the depth of his commitment to the cause of justice and equality. Even as he faced his own mortality, his thoughts were not of revenge or anger, but of hope and empowerment for the people he had dedicated his life to serving. His letter is a powerful reminder of the enduring power of compassion and the impact one person can have on the world. I know my family has been killed. These words, written in the face of imminent death, reveal the depth of his commitment to the cause of justice and equality. Even as he faced his own mortality, his thoughts were not of revenge or anger, but of hope and empowerment for the people he had dedicated his life to serving. His letter is a powerful reminder of the enduring power of compassion and the impact one person can have on the world. I know I will be killed very soon, but I feel good because it is essential for France that the lower and middle classes feel empowered. These words, written in the face of imminent death, reveal the depth of his commitment to the cause of justice and equality. Even as he faced his own mortality, his thoughts were not of revenge or anger, but of hope and empowerment for the people he had dedicated his life to serving. His letter is a powerful reminder of the enduring power of compassion and the impact one person can have on the world. But I feel good because it is essential for France that the lower and middle classes feel empowered. These words, written in the face of imminent death, reveal the depth of his commitment to the cause of justice and equality. Even as he faced his own mortality, his thoughts were not of revenge or anger, but of hope and empowerment for the people he had dedicated his life to serving. His letter is a powerful reminder of the enduring power of compassion and the impact one person can have on the world. In his darkest moment, he believed in the power of unity and compassion. He understood that true change could only come through collective effort and mutual understanding. His belief in unity was not just about bringing people together, but about creating a society where everyone felt valued and respected. He saw compassion as the glue that could hold this society together, a force that could transcend differences and bring about lasting peace. His unwavering faith in these principles, even in the face of death, is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit and the enduring power of love. This incredible testament shows that empathy can overcome even the greatest adversities. It is a reminder that no matter how dark the times, there is always a light that can guide us through. Empathy allows us to connect with others on a deep and meaningful level, to understand their struggles and to offer our support. It is a force that can break down barriers and build bridges, that can heal wounds and bring about reconciliation. The nobleman story is a powerful example of how empathy can transform lives and create a better world for all. So, in every challenge, let's remember, compassion can illuminate our path forward. It is a guiding light that can help us navigate even the most difficult of times. It reminds us that we are all connected, that our actions have an impact on others, and that we have the power to make a positive difference in the world. By choosing compassion, we can create a ripple effect that spreads kindness and understanding, that brings about healing and reconciliation. Let us carry this message with us, and let it inspire us to act with love and empathy in all that we do. What positive change can you make today? Comment below. #compassion in action, #together we rise. Let us take inspiration from the nobleman's story and find ways to bring compassion into our own lives. Whether it is through small acts of kindness or larger efforts to create social change, we all have the power to make a difference. Let us use our voices to advocate for justice and equality, to support those in need, and to build a more compassionate and inclusive society. Together, we can rise above the challenges we face and create a better world for all.